What's up, people? This is Jason White. Just got done winning my first competition. I joined Masters Classic Physique over 40 at the NPC Northern Classic. Took first place in the Masters over 40. About 9 months ago I started. I was 27% body fat, completely out of shape. I decided to get in shape. You know, about 3 months ago I was probably down to 15-16% body fat. Decided to do the show and started utilizing a lot of, been utilizing fast techniques, but the main purpose of this video is to introduce myself, but also to show you how to gain muscle and lose body fat while fasting and utilizing fasting. 2 weeks ago, before the show, to get ready, I knew I was still too fat and my body fat percentage was too high, so I went and did a body fat analysis. This is 2 weeks out. August 26th, I was 13.7% body fat. And then, so I started fasting, and I got a lot of comments from people, from trainers online, saying that I'd lose all my muscle and I'd lose a little bit of fat. Well, I fasted for hard 5 days out of those last 2 weeks. You know, ate up, filled back up, put on some muscle. I did my body fat after the show. Right after the show, I stepped off the stage, found a body fat analysis, and it said I was 6%. And so my lean body mass went from 177 pounds to 195 pounds. So this is not, it says I gained almost 20 pounds of muscle, which is not completely accurate, of course. These things definitely have some discrepancies, but you know, muscle is mostly water, and the fact is I did not lose any muscle, and I definitely lost more body fat. Not as much as I wanted to lose, but that's going to take more time. I have a competition in 6 weeks. We're doing the what is it? The Night of Champions in Spokane in 6 weeks from now, and in 12 weeks from now we're doing the Amateur Olympia, and that's the show that I really want to be in shape for. And for me to get that last little bit of fat off, you know, it's like a little bit of fat in my low back and some stubborn areas in between the muscles and stuff like that. So right now I have 6 weeks to step it up and to, you know, try to win these overall. So in 6 weeks I'll be doing open bodybuilding, masters bodybuilding, classic physique, masters, and open classic physique. So I'll be doing 4 categories where I will try to be significantly better. Some of the areas that I have to work on are my shoulders. My shoulders from the front are my weakest point, and my conditioning. So if I can bring my shoulders up just a little bit, I'll be able to, I think I'll be able to place a lot better. So yeah, so let's talk about fasting and why it's so good, and why I think it's completely underrated as a tool for bodybuilding, even for gaining muscle. So people are like, well, if you don't eat, you're gonna lose muscle mass. Well, that can be true. That definitely can be true. So there's several different ways to fast, and I always try to optimize, and I call it enhanced fasting. You know, utilizing every method possible to lose as much body fat in the shortest amount of time and maintain as much muscle mass. So there's several techniques that I use to do that. So one of them is dry fasting. So the drier you stay, the more your body has to break down fat for water. So if you can stay a little bit drier, not drink as much water, and sweating off more, your body's gonna literally break down and incinerate fat for water. So that's one way to, and some of this information I was looking at was like 3 to 4 times more body fat is burned drying versus a wet fast where you're drinking water and, you know, and your electrolytes and all that. And I've noticed it works great. Like I do a weekend fast, hard dry fast. I lose about 8 pounds total, but by the time I fill back up, I'm down about 4 pounds. So once I rehydrate, eat all my foods, eat all my meals, I'm up about 4 pounds. Like by the end of the week, I'm basically down a total of 4 pounds of fat, and the weight just really starts to melt off at that point. So I know if I could do that for another 6 weeks, I'm gonna be in a very good position, body fat wise, for competitive bodybuilding. You know, there's a huge difference between being lean, like as a a normal adult. I'm definitely lean for an average person. I'm very lean for anybody walking around on the streets, but for getting stage ready, losing that extra fat, it's going to take a little more effort. But those same techniques should be used for anybody, you know. So you can have a higher base calorie. So my calories during the week are very high because I want to gain muscle. Like, I'm going to gain muscle. I've been, you know, at least gaining muscle, if not staying consistent while I'm dieting and losing, you know, 40 pounds over the last 9 months. I haven't lost any muscle. If anything, I've gained muscle. And that's working through all these different training philosophies and programs. But for the average person, you could utilize these little windows as long as you can go to lose body fat. And you're not only losing body fat, but you're getting rid of bad cells in your body. You're getting healthier. You're priming all of your cells to absorb nutrients. So this is where it's a double-edged sword. So if you fast hard for 48 hours, you lose a bunch of weight, your body is primed to uptake nutrients. So either you get on a good diet, you eat your protein and your high protein, lower fats, lower carb, you know, appropriate carbs, or if you binge, you're going to gain more fat because your body is just primed to uptake stuff. So you want to be careful when you come back that you're eating the right foods and you're training hard and you're giving your body all the stimulus it needs because it's primed. It's kind of like people say, like the post-show rebounds where they gain the most muscle. You're doing these little mini rebounds every single week. Like when I do a 5-day maintenance bulking during the week, you know, whatever those calories I decide on, whatever program I'm running, and then I do a fast on the weekend, I could be building muscle and technically building muscle and gaining fat at the same time, you know, during the same week period, which goes against all conventional wisdom. They're like, either you bulk for 16 weeks or you cut for 12 weeks or you're losing fat or not. But fat loss and muscle gain is very time oriented. Like, you could be losing fat in the morning when you're doing your fasted cardio, gaining muscle during the day, and repeat that again. You can do that every day. But I love Adian fasting for so many reasons. It's a mind discipline. It helps you on so many different ways, and it's an easier way. It's an easy practice to start incorporating. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. You basically just you incorporate those into your days off, your days down. You know, where you're not around food. And I like to add in people's, like, you know, with my coaching clients, I like to add in, or even myself, I'll add in the cheat meal, the high calorie foods. If I want a pizza or something like that, I'm gonna do it before my fast. You know, get it in, get it out mentally, physically, get it in, and then fast a little longer. You know, if I had more, then I try to fast a little bit longer, a little bit harder, but you know, get it in, and we can kind of, you know, as far as coaching goes, I can put those programs in so they fit each individual's lifestyle and how they're training. But the key to this is that fasting can be utilized for muscle growth. As you've seen, that's about the best empirical data that we have, or that we can get, really, without doing too much more, how to gain muscle and lose body fat. That's a huge thing with fasting. So until next time, I'm going to be doing these little videos, about 10 minutes. We're starting out on Instagram. We're going to be putting this on Facebook. And the real intent of this channel and my videos are to educate on some things, especially controversial issues, but we're going to go deeper into every element that is going to make you have a better physique, a better body, a better life. You know, how to do things a little bit differently so your life is enhanced, not just you're stuck to this traditional diet that sucks. You know, like, I have all the same foods in my diet that people think you can't have. You know, it's not a chicken and rice kind of thing, even though that's a staple in my diet. There's a lot of things in there that kind of satisfy those cravings. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about training, how to train properly, sets and reps and all that. So, till next time, thanks.